Kok lu melamun aja ini? Kenapa? Makanannya nggak enak?
Makanannya enak.
Terus kenapa melamun?
Nggak enak masalah hidup saya, Pak.
Kenapa emang?
Saya punya pacar, Pak.
Nah, terus?
Tapi pacar ini udah punya pacar. Nah, yang kurang ajarnya pacarnya yang punya pacar ini manggil saya Om. Nah, Om saya ini padahal tuh punya tetangga, Pak. Tetangganya yang sebelah kanan itu namanya Joko. Sebelah kiri itu namanya Bambang. Masa beda-beda? Waduh. Kenapa nggak nama Bambangnya Joko digabungin? Bang Jok, gitu kan?
Mungkin lebih enak, cuman
nah, itu dia.
Aduh, sedih banget sih gue lihat.
Iya, makanya gue sedih banget. Tapi yang buat gue bahagia adalah tempat Angry Food Street ini membuat saya bahagia.
Sebahagia apa nih kayaknya?
Sebahagia. Udah, bukan itu yang kita urus. Yang kita urus adalah kira-kira harga ini berapa.
Kalau harga ini, ya pasti masuk kantong.
Masuk kantong.
Masuk kantong.
Masuk kantong berapa?
Nih, kalau yang lo makan ini pizza calzone cheesy cheese, chicken cheesy cheese, ini tuh cuman 20 ribuan.
Bro, makanan Itali 20 ribu lu cari mana lagi, bro?
Wah.
Sini, bro. Nah, kalau yang ini nih,
Kalau yang kayak pen biasa, yang sama mirip sama pizza-pizza Italia lain, ini 40 ribuan.
40 ribuan itu bisa berdelapan.
Bisa berdelapan.
Goceng-goceng lah.
Ya makanya.
Nah, goceng-goceng udah bisa makan pizza untuk masuk.
Kantongnya nggak bolong.
Benar, nggak bolong. Kalau yang ini,
Kentang.
kentang apa
Mau
itu?
cari di mana kentang kayak gini ya?
Berapa harganya?
Price. Harganya cuma 20-an.
20 ribu. Mau cari di mana lagi?
Gila, makanan enak pakai saus keju deh.
Benar. Nah, ini berapa nih harganya?
Ini ayam 6 potong 20-an.
Ayam 6 potong 20-an.
Gila. Iya.
Sama ini nih terakhir nih.
Ini crispy enoki udah enak, harga murah.
Berapa?
10-an doang.
10 ribuan, harga terjangkau dengan tempat yang luar biasa kerennya, bisa untuk anak-anak, bisa untuk pacaran, bisa untuk meeting, semuanya lengkap, bisa buat event juga di sini. Nah, kan tadi gue jatuh cinta banget sama makanan, ternyata harganya juga membuat gue jatuh cinta. Nah, dari konsep nih, kenapa namanya Angry Food Street?
Angry. Nah, kalau angry tuh identik dengan apa? Marah kan?
Marah.
Terus jadi kayak marah tuh badan lu panas.
Benar.
Sama kayak makanan. Panasnya apa? Pedas. Lu makin makan makin pedas. Tapi kita juga bikin, kita buat orang yang nggak suka pedas.
Ada juga.
Anak-anak pasti bisa tetap buat makan.
Tapi memang ini ya, menu-menu di sini Itali semua atau kayak gimana?
Menu kita sih Itali, tapi kita juga nggak ninggalin Indonesia. Jadi Eastern, Midwestern. Jadi lu makanan Itali, makanan Europe, cita rasa tapi tetap rasa Indonesia tetap ada.
Bener. Kalau yang lagi nonton pengen datang ke sini, alamatnya di mana?
Alamat itu gampang banget sih. Di KH Hasyim Asari nomor 23 Cipondo. Di Google Map pasti ada, tinggal klik langsung direction ke sini, pasti sampai. Dijamin.
Bukanya dari jam berapa aja nih?
Bukanya itu kita dari jam 10 sampai jam 10 malam.
Instagram ada nggak?
Instagram ada, Angry Foods, @angryfoods jangan lupa. Kalau Twitter sama Facebook, Angry Food Street. Pasti ketemu.
Pasti ketemu. Kalian bisa datang hari apa aja, nggak usah hari Valentine, mau hari apa aja, datang sini bawa pacar sama semuanya. Seru banget. Ya udah, kalau gitu gua harus pamit. Urban Street Food. Again or lagi-lagi, ini satu kata seperti biasa, kalau belum closing kita ada pesan moral yang harus didengar sama yang lagi nonton.
Oh gitu. Memang harus pakai pesan
Harus
moral.
ada.
Pesan moral gua apa lu nih?
Gua kasih ke semua.
Oke. Boleh.
Untuk hidup, bernafaslah dengan oksigen, mengeluarkan karbon dioksida. Bye.
Kalau gitu gua cabut ya.
Cabut, silakan, boleh.
Oke bro. Don't be angry ya.
Ya.
Yang penting makan enak.
Makan enak. Makasih, Mas.
Jangan sedih lagi loh.
Makasih, Mas. Nggak sedih, Mas. Nafas oksigen, buang karbon dioksida.
Finance Minister warns of surging global inflation spike. Religion Affairs Ministry proposes Hajj package of 45 million rupiah per person. Good evening. It's Thursday, February 17, 2022. Market Headlines is ready to provide you information from business and economic. With me, Wicky Adrian. You're watching Market Headlines. The government targets economic growth in 2023 to be in the range of 5.3 to 5.9%. The investment experts and consumption are considered to be the driving force.
The government targets economic growth in 2023 to be in the range of 5.3 to 5.9%. The investment, exports, and household consumption are considered to be the driving force for domestic economic growth. Coordinating Minister for the Economy Erlangga Hartarto revealed that investment is targeted to increase by 6% or equal to the achievement before the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, export growth will also be in the range of 6 to 7% next year.
Konsumsi di sekitar 5%, investasi meningkat sekitar 6%, dan ini selevel dengan sebelum pandemi COVID, dan ekspornya antara 6 sampai 7%. Dan tadi hilirisasi menjadi perhatian utama dan juga tentu memperhatikan daripada global demand. Sedangkan dari belanja pemerintah diprioritaskan kepada peningkatan kualitas SDM, yaitu transformasi kesehatan, kualitas pendidikan, reformasi perlindungan sosial, akselerasi dari infrastruktur.
In addition, government spending will be focused on industrial revitalization, bureaucratic reform, and the green economy, of course with incentives to support the green economy transformation. IDX Channel reports.
Finance Minister says that Indonesia must be aware of the spike of global inflation. The inflation spike is believed to deliver a propagation impact or spillover to the emerging countries, including Indonesia.
Finance Minister Sri Mulyani Indrawati revealed that Indonesia must be aware of the spike in global inflation, especially in developed countries this year. She gave an example of what happened in the United States, which had recorded inflation of 7.5% at the beginning of 2022. It is believed that this will have a propagation impact that must be watched out for, one of which is in the form of capital outflows. In addition, another impact is the increase in the yield of state securities, which will certainly increase the cost of issuing state securities.
Lingkungan kedua yang harus diwaspadai tadi disampaikan kepada Bapak Presiden, Bapak Wapres, dan Kabinet adalah lonjakan inflasi dunia, terutama di negara-negara maju. Seperti diketahui, Amerika mencapai 7,5% inflasinya pada bulan Februari ini, dan ini akan mendorong kenaikan suku bunga dan pengetatan likuiditas. Tentu ini akan memberikan dampak spillover atau rambatan yang harus diwaspadai, yaitu dalam bentuk capital flow akan mengalami pengaruh negatif dari kenaikan suku bunga, dan juga dari sisi yield atau imbal hasil dari surat berharga.
The government considers this matter to be continuously monitored, considering that emerging countries have shown rising inflation in recent months, including Argentina, which recorded inflation of 50%, Turkey 48%, Russia 8.7%, and Mexico 7.1%. IDX Channel reports.
The Ministry of Investment gives appreciation to 7 provinces that recorded the highest investment realization in 2021. The total investment from the 7 provinces reached 528 trillion rupiah, or 58% of the total investment realization in Indonesia.
The Ministry of Investment noted that there were 3 provinces and 10 regencies or cities that recorded the highest investment realizations throughout 2021. For this reason, as an appreciation, the ministry gave awards to these regions. The 7 provinces with the highest investments, namely West Java, Jakarta, East Java, Banten, Riau, Central Java, and North Maluku contributed to investment reaching 526.58 trillion rupiah, or 58.4% of the total investment achievement. The Minister of Investment Bahlil Lahadalia said that this appreciation was given because he believes that the investment realization achieved were also the result of the hard work of the regional government, not only the work of investment ministry.
Yang melakukan pekerjaan untuk realisasi investasi ini adalah kepala-kepala daerah, baik di tingkat gubernur, maupun di tingkat bupati, maupun di tingkat wali kota, dan seluruh perangkatnya. Karena itu menurut saya, keberhasilan realisasi 901 triliun itu adalah keberhasilan kita semua. Investasi adalah pintu masuk untuk menciptakan lapangan pekerjaan, mensejahterakan rakyat, dan sekaligus untuk memberikan nilai tambah dalam rangka meningkatkan produktivitas negara kita.
For additional information, the realizations of investment in 2021 reached 901.02 trillion rupiah, where this achievement reached 100.1% of the investment target of 900 trillion. IDX Channel report.
Moving on to global update, UK inflation soared to nearly 30-year high. Meanwhile, Elon Musk gifted almost $6 billion worth of Tesla stock to charity late last year. More stories on today's International Minute. Russian President Vladimir Putin said he was ready to work with the West on de-escalating tensions, the latest signal that the prospect on war with Ukraine could be receding. The comments come hours after Russia announced it was beginning to pull back some of its 100,000 troops surrounding Ukraine's borders following the end of military drills. The price pinch for British households is set to continue after consumer prices rose at the fastest annual pace in nearly 30 years last month. The annual rate rose to 5.5% in January, which is the highest since March 1992, and the worst may be still to come. Elon Musk gifted almost $6 billion worth of Tesla stock to charity late last year in one of the largest philanthropic donations in history. The world's richest man donated more than 5 million shares in the electric car maker from November 19 to November 29, according to a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The gift was worth about $5.7 billion based on average prices the days he sold the securities. South Korea will distribute free coronavirus rapid test kits at schools and senior care facilities as it weathers an unprecedented wave of infections driven by the fast-moving Omicron variant. Health officials on Wednesday reported its highest daily jump in coronavirus infections with 90,443 new cases, shattering the press's one-day record set on Tuesday by more than 33,000 cases. IDX Channel reports. Government monitors naughty cooking oil sellers in e-commerce. Market analysis will be right back after the break.
Setiap bulan, saya mensisihkan 100.000 dari gaji untuk nabung saham.
Cara nabung saham nggak ribet, saya aja bisa kok.
Jangan mengandalkan orang tua terus, makanya saya mulai nabung saham.
Yuk kita nabung saham sekarang.
Kewaspadaan terhadap penyebaran Omikron harus terus diperketat.
Ya, hal ini sebagai antisipasi dari masuknya virus varian lainnya ke Indonesia.
Awali hari Anda dengan informasi dunia ekonomi yang diulas dari berbagai sudut pandang. Simak pula analisa pasar modal dan inspirasi bisnis dari berbagai perusahaan rintisan. Power Breakfast, Senin sampai Jumat, jam 8.30, hanya di IDX Channel.
Welcome back. The Religious Affairs Ministry has proposed that around 45 million rupiah or $3,100 be charged per person for Hajj pilgrimage this year. The proposed Hajj fee considers many factors, including flight costs, visa, and COVID-19 PCR test fees. The Religious Affairs Ministry, as the authority of national Hajj and Umrah travel, has proposed that 45 million or around 3,100 be charged per person for Hajj pilgrimage this year. Many factors, including flight costs, living costs, visa fees, and COVID-19 PCR test fees in Saudi Arabia, were considered before deciding the total fee that would be charged from each Indonesian Hajj pilgrim, the minister informed. The new fees is also expected to alleviate Hajj pilgrims' burden by shifting most of the financial responsibility to the authority. The minister said that the government will present the proposed Hajj fee to the House Working Committee for further deliberation. The Hajj fee levied on Indonesian pilgrims has been steadily increasing for years. The total fee in 2020 in the range of 31.4 million rupiah to 38.35 million rupiah, and the total fee in 2021 was set at 44.3 million rupiah. Meantime, the Saudi authorities are yet to announce their final decision on opening their border to Hajj pilgrims, despite the first pilgrims scheduled to embark on Hajj on June 5, 2022. IDX Channel reports. The Ministry of Trade asked all e-commerce players to take down sellers if they are caught selling cooking oil above the highest retail price. At the same time, the Ministry of Trade has confirmed that it has distributed as much as 27 million liters of cooking oil throughout Indonesia.
The Ministry of Trade asked all e-commerce players from Shopee to Tokopedia to take down sellers if they are caught selling cooking oil above the highest retail price. It was previously known that since February 1st, 2022, the Ministry of Trade has imposed the highest retail price for cooking oil, with details of bulk cooking oil of 11,500 rupiah per liter, simple packaged cooking oil of 13,500 rupiah per liter, and premium packaged cooking oil of 14,000 rupiah per liter.
Pantauan juga adalah di e-commerce, jadi pada marketplace yang memfasilitasi perdagangan harus men-take down manakala ada pelaku perdagangan yang lebih dari harga eceran berikan minyak goreng dengan harga terjangkau. Itu pasti kita kawal dengan berbagai instrumen, termasuk yang terakhir DMO DPO. Ini permasalahannya hanya tinggal distribusinya, karena kita 17.500 pulau harus dijamin di 17.500 pulau itu ya tersedia semua harga minyak goreng dengan terjangkau di masyarakat. Tentunya ini memerlukan waktu.
Furthermore, the Ministry of Trade has confirmed that it has distributed as much as 27 million liters of cooking oil, which will be available for the next 2 weeks. Thus, it is hoped that the community will have no difficulty in obtaining these basic goods at affordable prices in the market. The Ministry of Trade said that the people's daily need for cooking oil is around 9 to 10 million liters per day. IDX Channel reports.
Bank of Indonesia emphasized the importance of diversifying the use of currencies to facilitate investment and global trade. Regarding this, a number of bilateral initiatives have been taken to implement currency diversification.
At the G20 Finance Track Series, Governor of Bank Indonesia Februari emphasized the importance of diversifying the use of currencies to facilitate investment and global trade for developing countries. This can support economic growth and reduce vulnerability. In this regard, a number of bilateral initiatives have been taken to implement currency diversification, among others through the use of local currency settlement to support economic stability.
Is commercial base facilitated by authority. This is the local currency settlement in Asia that we continue to enhance to support, as well as this is the focus also of Indonesia with other countries, with of course China, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Thailand, and of course we will continue expanding the bilateral cross-border local currency settlement for promoting trade and investment.
Likewise, the governor of the People's Bank of China, Yi Gang, also expressed his support for the currency diversification scheme. He assured that the cooperation scheme for settlement of transactions in local currency can increase trade and investment. Meanwhile, Siddharth Tiwari, chief representative of the Bank for International Settlements for Asia and the Pacific, added that it is necessary to encourage the attractiveness of the local currency market through financial market development. IDX Channel reports.
In the midst of pros and cons regarding the disbursement of funds for the old age insurance program, the Ministry of Manpower stated that it had placed funds worth 6 trillion rupiah as initial capital for the Job Loss Guarantee Program, or JKP, which is promoted as a program with benefits that replace the old age insurance program.
The special staff of the Ministry of Manpower announced that the government has budgeted 6 trillion rupiah in the Job Loss Guarantee Program, or JKP, to help workers who were laid off, with an extreme assumptions of 300,000 people per year. For information, JKP is a program carried out by the Ministry of Manpower as a substitute for the old age security benefits, which can only be disbursed 100% when we are 56 years old. Previously, GHT funds could be disbursed at least 1 month after the worker stopped working or was laid off.
Pemerintah masukkan 6 triliun sebagai modal awal. Kemudian pemberian 11.000 per kepala per bulan. Ya, per kepala maksudnya per orang ya, per orang per bulan. Jadi totalnya 85 miliar per bulan untuk 10,5 juta pekerja. Dengan asumsi setahun ada 300.000 anak orang yang ter-PHK. Itu asumsi ekstrim ya. Mudah-mudahan nggak segitu. Jadi dengan asumsi 300.000 orang ter-PHK setahun, nilai iuran yang dibayarkan pemerintah ya segitu, 85 miliar per bulan.
The Ministry of Manpower added that the urgency behind returning the old age insurance at age of 56 is to returning to its initial function, namely as an allowance program or savings in old age. Thus, the Ministry of Manpower believes that the welfare of workers in old age can be guaranteed in the future. IDX Channel reports.
Astra International records 65% car sales growth in January, right after the break on market headlines.
Kini aplikasi mClears hadir di handphone Anda untuk memudahkan transaksi Anda. Informasi aktivitas clearing dan penjaminan tidak lagi hanya dapat diakses melalui komputer di kantor Anda, melainkan dapat diakses di mana saja dan kapan saja dalam genggaman Anda. Fitur-fitur mClears. Equity clearing dan settlement adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi kewajiban settlement anggota clearing hingga nilai alternate case settlement serta informasi gagal bayar. Risk management adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, kolateral, MKBD, portofolio harian, risk charge anggota clearing dan kombinasi, serta nilai minimum cash kolateral. Derivatif adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, margin call, dan informasi clearing derivatif. Terkait pinjam-meminjam efek, terdapat fitur mengenai borrowing information dan lendable pool information, serta lending revenue dan borrowing fee. Serta menu lain yang menampilkan informasi mengenai haircut, discharge saham, dan nilai harga penyelesaian harian dan harga penyelesaian final. Selain itu, Anda juga dapat mengakses fitur pengumuman, peraturan, dan informasi layanan KPEI pada aplikasi mClears. Download aplikasi mClears di App Store atau Google Play Store. Lakukan registrasi user Anda dengan menggunakan alamat email berdomain resmi yang sesuai dengan anggota clearing Anda. Setelah registrasi, Anda akan diberikan kode OTP di email Anda untuk verifikasi. Dan aplikasi mClears Anda siap untuk digunakan. Anda dapat mengakses seluruh menu pada aplikasi mClears dengan melakukan aktivasi berlangganan premium yang dapat dilakukan dengan memilih menu Get Premium. Download aplikasinya sekarang, lakukan registrasi, dan dapatkan kemudahan dalam genggaman tangan Anda. Kemudahan informasi KPEI dalam genggaman Anda.
Welcome back. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 6,854.2. Then approaching the closing time of the session, the index was on the level of 6,797.64. Then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 6,835.11. In short, JCI went down 0.22%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got cyclic, went up 0.57%. Infrastructure went up 0.47%. Meanwhile, energy went down 0.96%. And transportation and logistics sector went down 0.69%. Moving on to top gainers and top losers. Here are the key highlights from today's trading session. Arto went up 0.83% to the level of 15,200 rupiah per share. Yata went up 23.24% to the level of 175 rupiah per share. BCAP went up 20.47% to the level of 306 rupiah per share. ANTM went up 3.46% to the level of 1,945 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers, and for today's trading, we got BBRI went down 0.45% to the level of 4,400 rupiah per share. BBCA went down 0.94% to the level of 7,900 rupiah per share. NATV went down 5.44% to the level of 695 rupiah per share. Indi went down 5.12% to the level of 2,040 rupiah per share. And next, this is the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Opened at the level of 14,238. Rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar, was closed at the level of 14,320. In summary, rupiah went down 0.58%. Throughout January 2022, Astra International managed to record a significant increase in sales. Astra's car sales jumped up 65.14% year-on-year.
In January, Astra International managed to record a significant increase in sales, or grew to 65.14%. Based on data, Astra's car sales reached 44,308 units in January 2022, up 65.14% compared to the same sales in January 2021, which were 26,830 units. According to Astra International Head of Corporate Communications, Boy Kelana Subroto, Astra car sales in January 2022 showed an increase compared to the same period in 2021. Sales in January 2022 were dominated by sales of Toyota and Lexus, which reached 22,886 units, up from 16,047 units in the same period last year. Meanwhile, Astra LCGC car sales in January 2022 reached 8,728 units, an increase compared to 7,179 units in January 2021. Then Astra's market share in January 2022 rose to 53%, compared to January 2021 at 51%, while the LCGC market share fell to 72% of 74%. IDX Channel reports.
And the news close our market lines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.